How many times do we have to hear that Nick Saban can't adapt to whatever situation or scenario was going on in college football, whether if it's the spread, whether if it's the transfer portal, whether if it's the NIL, whatever it is. How many times do these fans outside of Alabama, and even though I'll even say some of the Alabama fans, I've been guilty of it myself, have to really question, can Nick Saban do this? Can Nick Saban do that? How many times do we have to hear it? We hear it every single offseason. And whenever Nick Saban talks about, opens his mouth, yeah, some of the things he says is a little egregious, but a lot of the things he says is kind of true. He told you what was going to happen with the transfer portal and how, in a way, the University of Alabama was going to dominate. Look what happened. Nick Saban's dominating the transfer portal. How many times do we have to hear when he said, listen, he talked about the negative impact of the spread offense. He talked about the negative spread of the spread offense. And he also, in a way, made a prediction of what was going to happen. Look what happened. Nick Saban not only was correct on that assessment when it comes to the spread offense of how it was going around throughout college football, but he also but in a way, he adapted the spread offense. And guess what happened? Alabama is now known as an offensive firepower school more than they are defensively. Then you look at the NIL crap. And I've always been in favor of this, and people can agree with me or not about this, but I believe that a majority, if not all the Power 5 schools, in a way, pay their players. I'm not sit up here and say that every recruit that comes through these Power 5 programs are getting paid, but I'm not going to sit up here and say that nothing goes around, happens beyond the scenes. I'm not going to sit up here and say that. But a lot of people thought that, okay, well, NIL is now legal, and all of a sudden, now that it can be used as a recruiting tool, Texas with the oil money, Kentucky with the fried chicken and the Adidas, and Florida with all the crap that's going on over there are just going to control their state. And, like, it's just ridiculous. California, now all of a sudden USC is just going to automatically just ban everyone out, and they're going to dominate because they're getting nothing but California recruits. I mean, come on. It's getting out of hand, guys. It's getting ridiculous. The excuses that have to be made in order for people to think that Nick Saban is going to go out of style is absolutely ridiculous. Nick Saban, once again, with the recent commitment of Hunter Osborne and Richard Young, has proven that he is not only the greatest football coach of all, college football coach of all time, he is currently right now the best coach, and he will always be the best coach. It's not like a Bear Bryant situation where you knew he was the greatest coach during his era, but you know that the last couple of years started to slip a little bit, right? You can see that he started to kind of slip a little bit, and he wasn't at that time the best coach in the later years. But Nick Saban has pretty much dominated college football really throughout the last 2 decades, and a lot of people are just afraid that there's nothing that can stop the quote-unquote the Death Star. Nothing can slow down the Death Star, right? Even somehow, even in the Star Wars universe, because everyone wants to compare Nick Saban in Alabama to the Death Star, to the Evil Empire. How many times was the Death Star blown up, and then all of a sudden, somehow, in some way, still, even after the good side was celebrating and Luke Skywalker's doing his thing, what happened years later? Somehow, some way, the evil empire not only came back, but they came back stronger and fucked everything up, conquered everything in their way, like Luke Skywalker and the rest of the Old Republic didn't even exist. The Sith still finds a way to not only be involved, but take a step ahead of the good side, of the Jedi. Nick Saban's not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Saban is not going anywhere. And I hope people can now realize that when it comes to these type of scenarios, when it comes to adaptation, you cannot question Nick Saban's ability to really adapt. You cannot question his ability to adapt in these certain situations. You can criticize him for some of the crazy takes. You can criticize him for, some of the crazy takes. It is what it is. But when it comes to situations like this, you can't question it. Now everyone looks stupid. Now everyone that questions his ability to recruit looks foolish. And now with 17 commitments and and again, just with the newest one with Hunter Osborne, congratulations to Hunter Osborne because this is his moment. Alabama most likely will finish not with inside of the top 5. They will most likely finish number 1 because we still got a lot more guys to go. And even the guys that are committed to certain programs, they're on flip watch right now. So hope you guys learned your lesson because Nick Saban and the Tide will continue to roll.